The moment I unleashed dark magic, my life changed forever. I'd always been drawn to the paranormal, and when I stumbled upon an ancient tome in a dusty library, I knew I had to have it. The book was bound in black leather, adorned with strange symbols and markings that seemed to shift and writhe like living things. As I delved deeper into its pages, I discovered that it was a book of dark magic, the kind that could grant you incredible power, but at a terrible cost. I was both repelled and attracted to its power, like a moth to a flame, and I knew that I had to be careful or risk losing myself to its darkness. But as I continued to read, I started to feel a sense of unease, a creeping dread that something was watching me from the shadows. The words on the page seemed to be shifting, changing before my very eyes, and I could feel a malevolent presence lurking just out of sight. And then I heard the whisper. It was a soft, raspy voice, whispering my name, calling to me with an otherworldly allure. I tried to ignore it, but it only grew louder, more insistent, until I could feel its breath on the back of my neck. I knew then that I had to get rid of the book, to destroy it before it was too late, but as I tried to burn it, I realized that it was too powerful. It would not be silenced, and it would not let me go. I was trapped, caught in a living nightmare from which I couldn't awaken. And so, I was left with a terrible choice, to succumb to its power or to try and find a way to defeat it. The battle was fierce, with spells and incantations flying back and forth like fireworks, but in the end, it was just me and the book, locked in a struggle that would determine the course of my life. I remember the feeling of darkness closing in around me, the sense of being consumed by an ancient and malevolent force, but I also remember the spark of resistance that burned within me, the determination to never give up. And when the dust finally settled, I stood victorious. The book was destroyed, and I was free. But the experience had changed me, left me with scars that would take a long time to heal. I realized that some secrets are better left unspoken, and that the power of darkness is not to be trifled with. So, what did I learn from this twisted journey? I learned that true strength lies not in the power to wield magic, but in the courage to resist its allure, and that sometimes the greatest battles are the ones we fight within ourselves. What about you? Have you ever faced a darkness that threatened to consume you? How did you overcome it, and what did you learn from the experience? The truth is, we all have our own struggles, our own battles to fight, but with courage, determination, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges. So, let's take a deep breath and face whatever comes next with confidence and hope, because in the end, it's not the magic that defines us, but the choices we make and the person we choose to become.